Hey everybody, it's your Theo in the flesh. This hurts. You sure this is where it's supposed to go?
Yeah.
Okay, anyways. So here's my Jeep. You see these? These are the original taillights that came with this Jeep when I got this in 2012 or 2011. I don't know. It's been 13, 14 years. And I saw a car the other day that had taillights like these and I could barely see them when they're braking. So I said, you know what? I think it's time for me to upgrade. I've never upgraded this thing. Everything's original. So I'm going to upgrade this thing. At least some of the parts. So I went out and found these. These are taillights from a company called Combat Off-Road. Now, a couple things. It doesn't go off-road and it's never seen combat, but that's all. That's going to change. So let's open this bad boy up. Let's see what they gave me. First, let me talk about this box. How cool is this box? It looks like a wooden crate. I mean, cardboard's made of wood, right? But that is a cool looking box. You don't see too many boxes like that. All right, let's see what we got. Ooh, these are nice. Apparently they need me to join them, making a difference. I don't know what that means. Look at these. Let's see what we got here. Okay, this doesn't seem very complicated. A bunch of wires. That's going to plug into something, and that looks like a resistor. All right. That should be okay. So I have two of these, one for the left and one for the right. Let's get these out of the package. Oh, Harry, look at here. Screws. So I wonder if I can just keep the ones I have because I don't need, if I don't need to change them out, I'll just use the ones I have. But there's only 4 screws. Oh, there's only 2 screw holes on each one. Well, this ought to be interesting because this is for my Jeep. Yep. 2007 and 2018. So we'll see what happens. Okay, 2 screws. We'll see. So here's the old ones. They obviously have 4 screws in it. I'm very curious to see how the 4 screws turn into 2 screws. But let me place them out where they're going to go. So this one's going to go on this side. Make sure I don't tear up any of the wiring. And this one's going to go on this side. Awesome. And it says I only need a screwdriver, so I got my best and brightest. I've had this screwdriver longer than I've had my child, and that's a lot of years. Let's get this box out of here. All right, so I got them, and I'm going to go ahead and get these off. Let's use a little bit of movie magic. How about that? Huh. Wait. Okay. All right, hang on. Oh! Wow, that is weird. Okay, well, let me just grab my screwdriver and do this manually because clearly snapping's not it. Screwdriver. Seriously? Okay. How do they do that? All right, let's get this one off. And this will be... Let me see if these screws match, first off. That first one sounded like it had complaints about coming out. So maybe there's a... Ooh! Hello, horsefly. Goodbye, horsefly. And number 4. So apparently all I need is this screwdriver. Let's see if that is true. Which magically disappears. And look at that. There's my harness. So it did say you needed 1 screwdriver, but this harness has a clip inside. So I actually pulled out one of my good trusty rusty screwdrivers, flatheads for this. I'm going to place it in there and see if I can't get it out that way. There we go. All right, that did it. And that gets that harness unattached to that clip. I don't know if you can see it in there. Okay. So this is the new one, obviously. Got the brand new clips. Everything's nice and clean. I'm going to place that in there. Love the sound of a good snap. And I was told just let this hang. See what happens there. Looks like it's just going to... What's down there? Huh. Okay. That was fun. This thing gets hot apparently. So what I want to do is
So then maybe you should let it hang.
Yeah, I'm gonna let it hang, but I'm not gonna let it hang that low because there is plastic down there. So let me zip it up a little bit. Okay, so this thing looks like it will get pretty hot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let it hang in the open air so it doesn't touch any of the other wiring, but I also don't want it to touch the padding down there. So I'm gonna tighten it just a little bit so it doesn't hang, so it hangs freely, not just out in the air. We'll see what happens. What's the worst that could happen, right? We don't say those things around here. Okay, everything tucking in. Still hanging down there. Good to go. All right, cool. Tuck it all in. I mean, that's already looking better. Not gonna lie. Just gotta find the screw hole. All right. Got one started. Let's get the second one started. See if I can see what I'm doing here. These screws are much longer. Oh, it's going to take me forever. Okay. Let's do something here. Okay, this is supposed to be made of aluminum material. This is taking forever. I should have used my original screws. Y'all hanging in? We're gonna get to the good part soon. All right, one's tight. Yeah, sounds normal, right? Yeah, still sounds normal. Making all sorts of normal noises. Okay. Nice. Okay, so first one's on. The old one is off. If you know anyone in the market for some old taillights, hit me up. All right, so now we have the second one to do. And you saw how quickly the first one came off and went back on, so this one ought to be a snap. Well, the box didn't warn about that. Oh, well, so here it is. It jumped off the table. You saw that. Here is the left one. You ready? And now you see my new tail light. Seriously? What is going on? Well, I guess at least they're both back on the table now. Okay, Jeep, I'm gonna hold this one. This is the one. This is the one, okay? Here we go. Now it's on. Seriously? Seriously. Mom. Done. You see that? You see that? Done. Movie magic is not magic. It's mayhem. It's movie mayhem. I used my screwdriver with my hands. Anyways, there, it's done. I really like the install. It went smooth. The instructions say 1 hour. Took about that long. It was 2 screws in, 4 screws out. They look great. They're very bright, much brighter than my original light bulbs. I really like the backups, and you can see how the backups looks bright. The turn signals look great. If you're in the market and you want something that is aluminum and high quality, this is the one for you.